Mhm.
Did you have to end up coming to close with more money than they anticipated, or did they stay pretty much true to what they told you?
I did have to come to the closing table with more money than anticipated. Yeah, I did. I did for sure. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Jewel,
that's one of
one
the.
thing I want. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
my bad. One thing I had something good to say. I guess in real estate, the pivot game got to be strong. When it comes to that, and it seemed like that's something that you are mastering or have mastered, Austin.
Yes.
But one thing that I do want to touch on that I'm curious to know, even with entering my journey on real estate, that Jewel has been a super help with. When you acquired this property and you went into this beautiful real estate, how did you have a plan to really capitalize off the space? Because of course Jewel does single family duplex, but when you entered this property, what was your mindset of having to capitalize off the space? And I think that's another super important thing in real estate that I've been seeing. It. So what was your plan of action when capitalizing off that space?
Yeah, for sure. So first, real estate, it's about the art of the deal at the end of the day. And so when I bought this space, I knew, okay, how can I, what would be the best utilization of it? And at the time I was like, I thought, I was thinking like wedding venues and thing of those nature. So that was just kind of my head frame at the time. It definitely grown much larger than I thought as far as the connections it brings, the community it brings and everything. But yeah, in my head, I was just trying to capture weddings and I was just trying to book it out and almost like just book it out.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And I think, Frank, to your point, and Austin, you might be going in with one way to use it, but then it
Right.
may end up being something else. I'm thinking about one of my clients now. She did a buy and flip. Well, she bought the house with the intention of buy and flip, but she had to end up spending more money than anticipated. And then it only made sense to make it a buy and hold. But now she's super excited about that because now she's got cash flow coming in every single month. And I think that you have to be focused and flexible at the same time, right? You got to be focused and flexible at the same time. You can't just be like, oh, this is going to be the only way that it works. You got to keep being flexible. We talked about that when Benicia and I interviewed you there, on the podcast. And you said, I think a few other entrepreneurs said the same thing. Like every quarter, you're probably going to have to pivot something. Something's going to have to change from the way you did it. And I know a lot of times people are not crazy about change, but I don't focus on what was or what I've done. I focus on what could the possibilities be, because that's what happened with COVID. People really got messed up because they're like, but this is the way we used to do it. This is the way I used to do it. This is what I know. I know it's what you know. I know it's what you used to do, but now it's a different time. And so now we got to do it different. I was just having a conversation with a banker and he said, literally, and I think Marquita, this is the second time this was said. Marquita can attest to this. I went to a bank that I hook up all my clients with in Detroit. We met there on Friday. They had 4 people meeting with us. It was a great meeting. He said, and he wasn't talking to us, he was talking to the other bankers that were in the meeting.